On top of that, it's generally not how they think.
Right.
You know? I mean, look at Floyd. Like, Floyd spends money like it's a tap. Like, he's got a tap, just like unlimited amount of money. Money's just flowing. And even as much money as he's made in his career, which he's probably made as much, if not more money than any boxer ever, there's all these lawsuits. Like, he hasn't been paying things, and he owes money on this and owes money on that. And it's like, and then he's got to come out of retirement.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough. All the money, you got to show that he got $1 million in his backpack. And, you know, he got the latest watch and the latest car, and look what I just bought.
And when you get latest cars, you get into that like, boy, that money goes quick.
Yeah.
Bugattis are like $3 million. There's watches that are $3-5 million. That's crazy. So you buy a watch and a car, you're down 10. That's nuts. That's nuts.
Crazy.
I remember Iran Barkley was talking about that. Iran Barkley, when he was in his prime, was hanging out with all these professional athletes, and everybody was getting diamond-crusted chains and this and that, and he was keeping up with these people. Like, you got to keep up with the Joneses. And he just found himself, like, draining all of his money. He was talking about it like that was the biggest detriment to him being able to save it.
Joe Rogan explains that Floyd Mayweather earned enormous wealth, but spent carelessly displaying luxury cars, watches, and collections, neglecting taxes, believing money would never finish, and eventually losing almost $1 billion.
It's just the lifestyle that Floyd lived.
Yes.
I think he can't fathom to just live a modest lifestyle. It's like he gotta be lavish.
Right. He's got to have those videos where he shows you all the watches, where he opens the case up, you know. He was talking about it like that was the biggest detriment to him being able to save any money.
They trying to keep up.
Yeah. Which I thought was funny when I was listening to this conversation with Chad Ochocinco. He was talking about it. He was like,
his jewelry fake.
He was wearing fake jewelry.
But who would know?
What's that?
Who would know?
No
Chad
one know. Exactly.
It's
fake
like when
jewelry,
they look at him, like
flying economy. He was sleeping at the stadium, like, so he didn't have to pay for an apartment. So smart.
Yeah.
So clever, you know? But that's a guy like...
Joe Rogan stated Floyd created his image around showing wealth, flashing costly watches, sparking envy, but now people clearly witness the real consequences of that lifestyle.
Watching him fight because they hate him. Because he talks so much shit, and he's like, look at my $1 million watch, look at my jet, look at my house, look at this. He's like constantly showing you all these things that he has. Like, he'll lay out watches in a hotel bed, like, this is $1 million worth of watches. This watch goes for $2 million. And they're like, this is my small watch that I take sometimes, but when I'll show you, when I'll show up, I bring out the big boy, and it brings out this watch that's covered in diamonds. It's like fucking $5 million. And so you hate him. People hate him.
He creates envy.
Yeah.
Nicholas Irving says Floyd Mayweather spends around $1 million daily, traveling endlessly, visiting casinos, gambling heavily, and living an extravagant lifestyle packed with constant luxury.
You got gambling and all, of course, the gambling, you know, casinos and all that. He lives a very interesting lifestyle, very fast paced. I think the average person will have a hard time keeping up, but it's the amount of it. You got the private jets, you got the cars. But no, he could easily spend a few $500,000, $1 million+ in a day, like easy. Yeah, I agree with you 100%. I mean, $400 million in a fight, and you put into like a high escrow or something like that, yeah, you keep pulling in really good interest. But I don't know. I know the dude can spend a lot of money like it's nothing. Like $1 million, $2 million, $5 million for Floyd in a day or a week is like nothing.
Yeah, that's insanity. I mean, it would not surprise me if all of this is hyperbole. You know, I've always looked at Floyd as a very, very smart person, not just in the ring, but outside of the ring.
Yeah.
And I say this because much of what we see, it's the show. He understood. He was in show business.
Yep.
DJ Vlad mentioned a well-known jeweler told him Floyd Mayweather could be facing financial pressure because of years of excessive spending on jewelry, watches, cars, and luxury goods.
I don't see Mayweather even doing any goofy shit like that.
But you know, but you would think that your investments would
continue to grow.
Right.
As long as you keep your spending under wraps. Like right now, like I could retire right now. This could be my last interview ever.
Right.
And with my investments, you know, I invested into a lot of great companies like Google and Amazon and Tesla over the years, and those companies have all grown and continue to grow, right? And I could actually borrow money against my stock portfolio without even selling my stocks.
Right.
So I assumed that Mayweather was in a similar spot because he made so much cash, and if you invested even in common stocks, you should do pretty well. But I mean, listen, Mayweather never flies commercial. He's only flying private.
So he doesn't own his own plane?
I don't think so. I've never seen a Mayweather plane, like a Drake plane. I've never seen that. Not to say that he doesn't. I don't know Mayweather like that. I've never.
Chael Sonnen explains Floyd is a boxer, and many athletes lose money after retirement since fame fades away. Prime years and public interest gradually disappears.
Money! What's wrong with that? And why are we attempting to tease Floyd? Is Floyd Mayweather? Yes, he's broke. Of course he's broke. He's a boxer. Did they say he can't read? That's not to tease him. They say that he can't read. His best friend at the time said that he can't read, and he never denied it. What boxer do you know that isn't broke? What a ridiculous question. But it's the fact that they're attempting to tease him. I mean, first off, they're asking the question. Look, I've told you until I'm blue in the face. The numbers that you hear in boxing simply aren't true. Floyd made $1 billion. No, he didn't. Floyd and Conor made $500 million. No, they didn't. Of course they didn't. Nobody's ever confirmed that. Literally nobody. It's the same thing with boxing pay-per-view. Whatever boxing pay-per-view is the biggest boxing pay-per-view of all time is just whoever put out the press release and lied more than the person before them. These have never been confirmed by leadership of a publicly traded company. Who is the one that supplies the pay-per-view? It is illegal.
WAC 100 American music executive and manager claims Floyd Mayweather Jr. faced financial struggles for nearly 20 years, and even $20 million might be considered broke for him.
Floyd, I've talked to Floyd, I've asked him questions about this. And rule number one is, if Floyd ain't talking about it, and Floyd ain't promoting it, then it's just talk.
They're accusing him of going broke. Because he's looking for these fights.
They've been accusing Floyd of going broke for 20 years. Now, let's talk about going broke. Maybe down to 200 million. Maybe that's his broke. I don't know.
Maybe that's his broke.
What I do know is his homes is still there, because when he tell me to come see him, it's the same addresses. Every time he called me, it's stars on the roof, right? So I don't know, unless somebody is hacked into this man's finances. They always accuse the man of going broke. So maybe
Nicholas Irving explained the financial problems surrounding Floyd Mayweather Jr. are often connected to the extravagant lifestyle he maintained throughout many years. According to Irving, Mayweather regularly spent massive sums on entertainment, travel, and luxury experiences, not only for himself, but also for his close friends and associates. He described moments where Mayweather would take his entire team on lavish shopping trips, cover private jet travel, and even book a complete movie theater for private screenings. These habits created daily expenses that could easily reach hundreds of thousands of dollars, or sometimes exceed $1 million.
If there's any legitimacy to that, like how on God's green earth could this man be broke?
His lifestyle. I've been around like hanging out for days, weeks. It's the lifestyle. Like when you got a 40-man entourage, you got other people, and you take everybody out, pay for everything, shopping, the mall, going out to eat, renting out an entire movie theater. Yeah, just to go watch a movie at whatever time he wanted. It was like the theater was closed when we got rolled up to the movie theater, and you know, you got the girls and all. Yeah, and you rent out a whole movie theater for 40, 50 plus people. I bet that bill can rack up.
Irving stressed that the deeper problem was not only high spending, but also the absence of strong long-term investments securing his financial future. Instead of concentrating on building stable and lasting financial ventures, Mayweather spent most of his time enjoying the luxuries he loved, which slowly created immense pressure on his overall fortune. Over time, this mix of constant luxury spending and weak investment planning pushed him toward a risky financial position. Irving's analysis presents a lifestyle that, although glamorous and attention-grabbing, was ultimately difficult to maintain. It reminds people that even the highest-earning athletes can face financial challenges if careful planning and smart investments are ignored in favor of instant pleasure and indulgence. Mayweather's story shows how lifestyle decisions, even for someone at the top of their profession, can create lasting effects on wealth and financial security.
And I say this because much of what we see, it's the show. He understood. He was in show business.
Yep.
When he was Pretty Boy Floyd, he was a boxer that was doing his thing.
Mm-hmm.
He was winning fights.
Mm-hmm.
But when he became Money Mayweather and changed that persona and put that marketing machine behind I live this lavish lifestyle, that's when you started seeing him make these big money fights.
Yeah.
That's when it all changed for him.
Yep.
And that's not by accident, it's not by chance. This guy's not dumb. He's not a stupid guy whatsoever.
No, and I don't think, that's what I'm saying, I don't think he's broke. I think it's a lot of, to get eyes on.
Whack 100 shared his thoughts on Floyd Mayweather Jr. and the financial debates surrounding him. He explained that if Mayweather can still enter the ring and earn millions from a single fight, taking that chance shouldn't be criticized. Many athletes return to competition when demand for their name remains strong. He believes boxing is one of the few sports where a legendary fighter can appear in exhibitions, attract global attention, and generate huge revenue. In his view, if the opportunity to earn millions exists, choosing to fight again is simply a practical decision.
$300 million, man, to get in the ring with, we got $150 million to get in the ring with Mike Tyson on some exhibition shit. And then 6 months later, we got $300 million for you to get in the ring with Manny Pacquiao. He look it up, he like, that's $450 million. Sometimes you miss the light. But I can guarantee you, he ain't broke. He's making a lot of sound investments. You hear me, Cam Capone?
Yep.
This I know for a fact. He's making a lot of sound investments. And the investments I've seen being made ain't the investments of someone that's...
DJ Vlad discussed Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s financial situation, saying a famous jeweler told him Mayweather might be facing difficulties due to years of excessive spending. Vlad noted that big purchases like jewelry, watches, cars, and lifestyle costs may have drained much of his fortune. He also mentioned that stronger long-term investments could have preserved and grown that wealth. Vlad added that if Mayweather Promotions had continued expanding with top fighters like Gervonta Davis under the banner, the company could have become one of boxing's largest promotional forces today.
The guy told me that Mayweather is in financial problems.
Here's the part about actually losing your money when you're on that level and you're, kind of like flossing, showing up. Nobody gives a shit. Like there are people actually praying for you to be broke. And then when you do go broke, that's what people are gonna say. Yeah. Oh, well, you should have invested better. Nobody's gonna care. Nobody's gonna give him any loans. So now, we might see Mayweather doing...
People will give us some loans.
Maybe.
Listen, he's cozying up to Israel. That's
but
not
the
an
thing
accident.
about it is, he had Mayweather Promotions.
Yeah.
And he was hosting a big, he had Gervonta Davis under his cars. And so that's a
yeah, but look what happened to Gervonta.
Right.
Arrested.
So if you can sustain that, you don't ever have to box again. But now has to take fights because when you floss like Mayweather, you can't go down.
Yeah.
You got to stay right there because people are gonna peep any kind of chinks in your armor if you're not wearing 3 or 4 big $1 million diamond.
Boxing analysts shared strong opinions on the upcoming exhibition between Floyd Mayweather and Mike Tyson, highlighting that the fight seems motivated more by money than real competition. Experts point out that Tyson, long past his prime, is unlikely to reach the extraordinary level that once made him dominant. Critics also argue that if Mayweather sought a true challenge, the ideal time would have been years ago when both fighters were at their peak. Instead, the timing suggests the bout is designed to capitalize on their fame, legacy, and star power, aiming to draw huge attention and generate massive revenue.
Who looks at it now and says he's 50-0? A generation, the first generation of boxing fans who don't box. Tattoos all over. You will shoot somebody down for $1, right? You will play around and beat up a bum who's drunk out of his mind so you can put it on YouTube, right? But you won't put on the gloves. You won't go to a local gym and put on the gloves. And you have killed boxing. You have killed something that saved me from a life of being a victim. Okay? You have done it. And you have destroyed boxing in such a way, Floyd Mayweather fans and Floyd Mayweather. You have destroyed boxing in such a...
Although Mayweather and Tyson remain iconic boxing names, analysts warn the match may offer little in technical skill, strategy, or serious competition. The spectacle, while thrilling for fans wanting to see two legends in the ring, is likely to focus on showmanship over true boxing mastery. Observers suggest the event appeals mainly to audiences seeking entertainment, nostalgia, and hype rather than a genuine contest, showing the financial motives behind it. Essentially, the fight is more a commercial spectacle than a true sporting event, prioritizing money, publicity, and legacy over competitive excellence.
Mayweather would have lasted all of maybe a minute against a prime Mike Tyson. Okay? Against a prime Mike Tyson. But what Mike Tyson are we looking at today? We're looking at a very old man who has abused his body, who has bad knees, right? Who is a lot slower, okay? And after 2 rounds, he's done. He's an old man. Now, when you have a style like Mike Tyson, where everything you do, you being great, depends on speed, because you're short. You understand? See, Mike Tyson could never do what George Foreman